Ako na galing ba sa akin? Once upon a time, there lived in a town of Binabanga in Bohol Province, the humble family of Calixto Estrellore and Anastasia de la Torre. Calixto was a fisherman. Anastasia was a Saguran weaver. Therefore, they were respected by the community. On March 10, 1910, the couple begot their second born. He is the eighth of offspring of the family of 10. Second boy si Militon of the family of 10. He was named Militon. He was kindly called by the family Mili. After him, a boy and a girl were born respectively to the family. So, pila sila tanan? 8. In the family of Milton, when they grew of age, only 4 finished college, 4 teachers, 3 sons and 1 daughter, ang na-professional sa family of 3. Around the same time, in Tapi, Bohol, the neighboring town of Binabanga, there lived an honorable family of Cayetano Avellana and Teodora Fuentes. To mark our relatives sa Avellana and Fuentes sa Camilton, Estrellore, and De la Torre. Cayetano was the municipal treasurer in the town. Teodora busied herself as a housewife, as it was the role of married women during the time. On June 10, 1910, their fourth child, a female, was born to the upcoming family of Eve. She was baptized Corina, nicknamed Corinne. So, the same number of children, sa Calixto and Anastasia 8, sa Cayetano and Teodora 8 po. Among the offspring of Cayetano and Teodora, 4 became professionals. 1 became graduated in the Philippine Military Academy, and he was once the commander of the provincial commander sa province.
Constabulary.
Ananias. And then there was next to her,
Him.
Ananias was Corina, who became a teacher. And then Monobrio, a brother, became a lawyer. And then the youngest, Filomena, became a pharmacist. 4 put aside the mama and a professional, and 4 from the side of Milton. Milton grew up into a handsome and brilliant boy. He had his secondary education in Bohol High School in the capital town of Tagbilaran. He graduated valedictorian and was awarded full scholarship to the Philippine Normal College in Manila. Kahit kung ano nila, when you are awarded in their time, you are a somebody. When you are a scholar to the Philippine Normal School. Then he obtained his elementary teacher's certificate. Upon his return to Bohol, he taught in the public school of Binabanga. Sooner, he was given the position of principal teacher. As principal, he was first assigned to the town of Sevilla, and then Sikatuna, then Korea. After that was during the Japanese occupation in the country. On the other hand, Corina grew up beautiful and charming. She studied high school in the Colegio de la Inmaculada Concepcion in Cebu City. She finished her college education in Cebu Normal College, earning her elementary teacher's certificate. Thereafter, she taught in the public schools of Inabanga. One day, in their capacity as teachers and out of an opportunity created by the nature of their job, Meriton and Corina met and came to know each other. Not long after, they fell in love with each other. Their love affair obtained the favor of their parents. On May 13, 1934, they got married in the Roman Catholic Church of Butaki. After the wedding, they settled in Inabanga, where they built their love nest. Within a span of 10 years, the conjugal union was blessed with offspring, all girls. As follows: Saita, born on February 24, 1935, Linda, July 2, 1936, Mila, March 13, 1938, Corina, February 13, 1940, Virginia, September 13, 1941, and yours truly, Maria Digna, September 22, 1943. Lydia passed away on August 14, 1946, due to typhoid fever. In 1941, the Second World War spread to the Philippine shore. The Japanese invaded the Philippine territory. Courageous and concerned men, most of them working in public office, organized themselves into a group called the Bolo Battalion. Meriton was among the organizers. Their aim was to question the Japanese occupation in our country. In due time, the group angered the Japanese authorities. They were imprisoned, tied with a rope, and hung by four. The Nippon Sun violently and brutally tortured them. While enduring those cruelties, Meriton's group loosened and they fell down to the floor. Bruises and hematoma covered Meriton's body. The injuries he was subjected was beyond the endurance, so much so that his spirit gave up. Papa died on July 20, 1944 at the age of 34 years old, leaving behind a widow of the same age. On his deathbed, his last words to his beloved wife were, "Educate our children. Teach them to love and help one another." By that he meant send our children to school and mold them into persons of good moral character. Papa is distinguished by the kinsfolk and townsfolk as a man of valor, a brilliant teacher, a dedicated public servant, and a caring family man. Mama deeply grieved over the untimely death of Papa. Despite the fact the family bravely and trustfully moved onward with its life journey. Mama assumed the role of Hinatay, meaning mother and father to her orphan children. The eldest was 9 years old and the youngest was 10 months old. She faithfully instilled in her children's young mind its family goal, the fulfillment of Papa's last will, that all the children can finish their education. Mama was a soft-spoken lady, but a firm disciplinarian. Prayer and trust in divine providence were the key values that hinges the family faith life. The family gathered every night before the family altar for the recitation of the Holy Rosary and occasionally novena to a saint. Going to church every Sunday and holidays of obligation was a must for every family member. Other values that Mama inculcated to our young mind during our growing years were truth and honesty, politeness and refinement, respect for elders, frugality and tidiness. Mama never tolerated quarreling among her children. She has also repeatedly forewarned us not to create trouble in school and in the neighborhood. All of the family struggles and undertaking through thick and thin did not turn in vain. With the blessings of our Almighty and loving God, each one has obtained a college diploma. Mama followed Papa to the great beyond after 2 years bout with malignant cancer. During her terminal illness, Mama endured her pain and suffering with faith and courage. Not a word of complaint was ever heard. She died in June 2, 1962, at the age of 52 years old. Her last 3 words before she breathed her last were Jesus, 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 and finally gave her last breath. For her kinsfolk and townsfolk, Mama was a portrait of a gentle woman, an exemplary teacher, a loving wife, and a solicitous mother. I like to believe that Papa and Mama are now among the saints in heaven and canonized, though certainly our family intercessor.